Now, let's finally talk about this issue of different paths toward development. Some development scholars summarize two major different paths toward development. How you can get rich? How can you get from the state of underdevelopment into the developed countries? And scholars have summarized two different paths. The first path they call, as from our textbook, called the self-sufficiency path. So general characteristics of a self-sufficiency path is to reduce foreign dependency and promote domestic national industry. The specific approaches to achieve goal is to control the import of consumer goods, and so they use a different way to control the import of consumer goods. So, for example, they set up a high tariff rates. Tariff, are those taxes on imports and some other restrictions to discourage import of consumer goods. And at the same time, they encourage import of capital goods. Capital goods refer to those machines, big that contain important technologies. So they want to import those capital goods so that they can use advanced machines to develop their national industry. Part of the problem is that in order to make the import of those expensive machines cheaper, they set up their national currencies very expensive. When they come to set the exchange rate between their domestic currency against a foreign currency, they make their domestic currency very expensive. The advantage of that is that that would make import of capital goods very cheap. So you can cheaply buy foreign-made advanced machine. The problem with some developing countries is that in order to make enough hard currency to buy those capital goods from foreign countries, you first need to sell your own domestic product to foreign countries so you can earn hard currency. A lot of times, those countries rely upon exporting raw products, oils, minerals, agricultural products to foreign market. But when you make your domestic currency very expensive, that would make your own domestic product to be very expensive to foreign buyers, because if foreign buyers to come to buy your product, they first need to buy your currency. But if you set your currency at a very high price level, it would make your own product very expensive. If you cannot sell enough of your export to earn enough hard currency, you simply cannot buy, you do not have enough hard currency to import those advanced capital goods from foreign countries. So this kind of a policy is almost like self-conflicting. You shoot yourself in the foot. The purpose is to make the import of capital goods cheaper, but in order to buy those capital goods, you have to earn the hard currency, but you make your own currency so expensive, you cannot sell your product to foreign buyers, so you cannot earn enough hard currency to import those advanced machines. So that's really kind of a self-defeating strategy in the long term. So this slide shows that some countries that adopt self-sufficiency path development strategy set up a very high barriers to import. Look at South America, Central America, they have very high barrier toward the import from foreign countries, and that make so South American countries and Central American countries are some of the countries that adopt this self-sufficiency strategy to their development from the 1930s to 1980s. So results not very encouraging. So this kind of a strategy can obtain short-term success because when you develop your national industry, a lot of time it's the government involved. So they mobilize economic resources, can start things going very quickly within short span. But in the long term, a lot of industries are subsidized by the government. A lot of times, a lot of industries also owned by the government, and therefore, government protection make those domestic industry have no competition from foreign firms. So they are not worried about losing their market. And therefore, they become very inefficient. They do not get into the mode of innovating in technologies and try not improve their product. And also, you have all kind of control by the state. And also, the state price distortion, as we talked about before, the exchange rate, all part of price extortion. So eventually, government try to speed up the growth, and when they cannot collect enough income from the domestic industry because of slow growth, they just have to uh, print issue more currencies, and that eventually cause inflation. So this is a table that shows that several important Latin American countries that adopt self-sufficiency development strategy, their level of inflation in the 1980s was very high. So they suffered very tremendous high level of inflation as a result of adopting this development strategy. So Latin American countries, also many socialist countries, adopt this kind of strategy, and from the 1930s and 1940s, 1950s, and through 1970s. And this kind of strategy become no longer very popular since 1980s because since globalization took hold in the entire world, many countries have realized that you need to open up your economy to the global economy to compete with foreign countries, to introduce foreign enterprises in your domestic economy, and that's how you have a better chance to achieve a better level of development.